Welcome everyone to Texas Rangers Daily. It's me, Positive C. Can you believe it? I'm alive. Barely. Very, very sick, but now, you know what? It is time to get into the offseason, so I couldn't stay in bed for too much longer. I had to get the news to you because there's lots of cool, exciting, and kind of expected news happening in Texas Rangers land. We have to start off with, before we even get into, Skip Schumacher was confirmed to be the Texas Rangers' new manager, a 4-year deal he signed with the club. So yeah, the kind of, who is Skip Schumacher that I did a few episodes ago? Well, if you go back and listen to that now, it kind of makes a lot of sense why I would have been preparing you guys for who Skip Schumacher is. So if you want more ahead of its time content and you enjoy the show, like, subscribe, and share the content around Texas Rangers Daily. We're going to, have some fun this offseason. The offseason didn't start out fun, though, did it for somebody? Because our first topic on the board, and as you see over here, we have the sign. The Bochy sign is gone, but the bye-bye Bobby sign is here because Bobby Wilson, longtime Rangers, I would just say personality, because he was a player before, he was a manager, a coach. In fact, he hit 2 grand slams in 1 week, did Bobby Wilson. I remember that week. It was a fun time for him. I don't think a very fun time for Rangers baseball, actually. But yeah. So Bobby Wilson was the Rangers catching coach. Basically kind of ran the whole organization when it came to catchers for the past 5 years. And he was actually supposed to be the manager of a AAA affiliate, I believe. I'll have to recheck my notes. It was a minor league affiliate in 2020 when the pandemic shut everything down, and he became the Rangers catching coach then, kept the job over, that's 2 managers, and almost 3 if Skip Schumacher and company would have kept him around. But Bobby's going to move on, and Bobby was really known as a great defensive coaching catcher. Could really turn some players around like he did with Jonah Heim and Jose Trevino. Jose Trevino eventually getting traded to the Yankees, and Jonah Heim, actually, his numbers, defensive-wise and batting-wise, of course, have gone down since 2023. So, yeah, I looked at this article and MLB trade rumors, kind of highlighting Bobby Wilson's career and some of the metrics. And again, like I said in my very first episode on this board, one of the things I'm not going to do is bore you with stats that I don't know and I don't understand and act like I'm going to break those down like an aficionado. No, but what I did notice about the rankings since Bobby Wilson has been here for the Texas Rangers in 4, and I'm thinking these are the 4 major catching defensive stats. Bobby was in the top 5 in 2 of them, and they were also in the bottom 10 in 2 others. So half and half, really. So what it means is I think the Rangers saw something that could be improved within the organization and have taken the steps to go ahead and do it. And that, to me, right there, says a lot about where the Rangers could possibly be headed for the rest of the offseason when it comes to changes. They are going to take a fine-tooth comb over this team and find the spots where they think where the status quo isn't going to improve the team. So yeah, I'm actually really excited to see what other moves are going to happen with the coaching staff of the Texas Rangers. We already had some movement in players when it comes to the Texas Rangers. One I'm not really too happy about because I thought this guy might be able to help the Rangers in a rebuilt bullpen next year, because a lot of players, like we said a little few episodes ago, a lot of the free agents coming from the Rangers are actually pitchers, and mainly relief pitchers. So Carl Edwards Jr., who only had a couple of outings last year, was an arm that I thought that maybe the Rangers could keep on the cheap and use him as a piece in the bullpen, because Carl Edwards, he's an 11-year vet, won a World Series with the Cubs when the Cubs won a World Series in 2016, but that was like his rookie year, and then he's bounced around, become the definition of a journeyman throughout his career. He's decided to become a free agent, not going to sign even a minor league deal with the team, gonna see where, his talents could take him. And I believe that's a smart thing for Carl. He's got a history of being able to pitch in this league now. not just in the late aughts, teen, whatever, but now so in 2022 and 2023 for Washington. He, in 93 innings, had a 3.08 ERA. That's a pretty good sample size for 2 years when it comes to a relief pitcher. And this year, he had two good outings for the Rangers, 2 scoreless outings, but he was a starter in Mexico. A 4.34 ERA, 79 innings down in Mexico. So he's been able to be stretched out. He can pitch out of the bullpen. Carl Edwards Jr. is going to make some team happy, and I really was hoping that he was going to stick around with the Rangers because the Rangers need to find arms like him on the cheap that can work in the mid of that bullpen, so maybe guys like Latz can become a starter for you and get out of the bullpen. You need more arms, and so if Spores comes back, I was hoping Carl Edwards was going to be there, and maybe a new closer, because that is our next topic. Sports Illustrated's Zion Trammell has written an article about the one, and it's weird he says one because it's actually multiple, positions that need to be changed in this position. But the one glaring hole in the Rangers organization right now is in the Major League bullpen. I firmly agree, but do you agree? If you want to comment, if you want to talk to me about the Texas Rangers, you totally can. Positive C is here for you. If you're sad about Bobby Wilson going, if you're sad about losing Bobby, you can comment down below, and I will talk to you. We will have a conversation about losing Bobby, about losing Boch, about where this team is. We can talk. Positive C is here for you. I am here for you. But moving right along to Zion Trammell's article, he suggests, and this is why the question right there, Sports Illustrated says we need who? He suggests that we acquire Robert Suarez from the San Diego Padres. He had a 2.97 ERA, 40 saves last year, 75 Ks, and 69.2 innings. Sounds very effective. I'd actually be really okay with this as long as the price isn't too high. Like, we're not in a really good position right now, I think, to give up any pitching depth for pitching depth. I don't believe in giving up the prospects of pitchers that we have for a closer. If we can give up some of these bats for, like, if we can somehow package a deal where, Adolis, and maybe if we can get Adolis and Jonah over there for Suarez, that would be great. But the thing is, we might not have to trade at all because Suarez has an opt-out this winter that apparently he's going to take. So he's going to be out in the market. And I believe it was a $25 million a year contract he had an extension. I think maybe 45. I don't know. God, I just saw it. I swear to you, I just saw the numbers. But, short-term memory loss happens, especially when sick, man. Ugh. But anyway, he had a sizable deal that he signed in 2022. That is, the opt-out is this year. People around San Diego believe that he is going to take the opt-out, which is fine. Are the Rangers going to be able to pony up the money to get a guy like that? That's why I think they need to go after a guy like Devin Williams from New York, who is you're buying low. I think that Suarez is a very, very good piece, but he's going to be an expensive piece. He's not going to be cheap. If you get a guy like Devin Williams, who, is not going to cost a lot on the market after the year he had, who like I said, don't think he forgot how to pitch. I think that's where the Rangers need to kind of be fishing in the waters. Unless they can find a trade option where Suarez signs with San Diego for whatever, and the Rangers make that trade. So he he would just opt in. He would opt into the last year of his deal, and then they would be able to go ahead and make the trade for him. So we'll see what happens with all of that. That is an option for the Rangers. I would like to see definitely a back end of the bullpen piece come. I just do not want to mortgage either the pitching future or the pitching depth, or give up too much of that cashola. Speaking of cashola, this guy got paid, even though he's not going to pitch for another probably year and a half. This guy, Rangers have acquired Declan Cronin with a 2-year minor league deal. Now, Declan is an interesting case study in buying an injured player because he knows your manager. He actually pitched for Skip Schumacher in 2024. He had a 4.3 ERA and led the team in bullpen innings. So this seems like an immediate favor to Skip. This is a guy who Skip probably liked. He led, like I said, led the bullpen in innings, so Skip liked to use him, and he knows this pitcher. He also, is hurt. He had a elbow surgery in August of this year after an up and down injury season. He kind of started out kind of injured, got a little better, got hurt again, got really hurt in August, had the surgery, is going to be out all of this year, is probably going to be available for spring training 2027. That to me is pretty smart. You know what I mean? You buy low and hope that in the middle of Skip's run, which is, it's a 4-year plan. If this guy's ready and Skip believes in him, that you have now this organizational depth piece that in 2027 should be, major league ready. I think that's a brilliant idea, having a guy. This is what I wanted with Carl Edwards Jr., a guy in your organization that you can bring up at any point in time and be ready for major league hitters. You're not guessing that this guy can work. You know his work is going to, shine on against major league hitters. That's really one of the biggest things when it comes to, young pitchers coming up to the league. Eventually the book's out on them and these hitters will adjust. A guy like Declan has been up before, has pitched a lot of innings in the major league, so when he comes up, he's going to know exactly how to attack some of these guys. So get ready, 2027, Declan Cronin coming at you, hopefully in that bullpen. And yeah, this has been a fun return to Texas Rangers Daily. This notebook's basically done, guys. This notebook right here, I gotta get a new one. And we'll have the Bye-Bye Bobby sign up for one more day, because Bobby, he was a really big piece. He was a member of the coaching staff that won the World Series, okay? So you have to give him his flowers. So we will continue to give Bobby Wilson his flowers. There's no kitty today. It's only a, what is this? It says a boomafum, whatever that thing was. A lemur. There we go. We only have a lemur today. The kitty is not there. So, yeah. But anyway, I'm back. Positive C is here. If you love the vibe of Texas Rangers Daily, which I swear to you, you will not find another sports show, another sports podcast like this. This is not your grandma's sports podcast, because she's not listening to them. It's more like your weird uncle's sports podcast. The one that goes and like takes a walk in Thanksgiving and comes back smelling of fun stuff. That fun uncle is definitely what this is more like. So if you like the vibe, like the things I'm doing, thank you to Fan Arch over there for working it. I'm working it. The Texas Rangers are working it. We will have more offseason discussion tomorrow. Texas Rangers Daily. I'm Positive C. Like, share, subscribe, and like always, Mono Wea, and stay gold, Pony Boy.